Alright, so sometimes you do some things that are 100% useless, but you do them regardless because they're kind of fun, even though they're bad. And this is one case of that. This is an unfinished thing that's going to be a 4 times hopper speed and one white tile ball accessible shulk box holder. I don't know if I'm actually going to finish it because it's ridiculous anyway. But let me show you how it looks like. So right now this would be what it would look like inside of the hall. So not that bad. Though there's a card right now. That's one version of it though. There's another. So over there you have access to the shulk box because, as you know, everything I do is with accessible shulk boxes. It's imperative. So I guess we should take a look at this logic over there. I wanted to have these two full shulk box detections on both sides because that would be nice to have a detection as soon as the shulk box is full, because basically if you only have one side that works, you could have the other side that is full of items in here, and then it wouldn't have your reading like this, and that's kind of sad. So if you have two conveyors, well, as soon as one of these buffer that the shulk box is basically full, which is better than with only one comparator. With one comparator, it looked like this. Now this is a directional setup, which means that the slice can only work when you tile it this way, so the hull would go this way. Now if you wanted to rotate this by 90 degree or 270 degrees, I believe, well, it would be this way, and it just wouldn't work because the items moving through here would be read by the comparator. But I would kind of prefer actually to have this setup because it looks a lot better than with the fence gates. And over here you can see that the collection will look like this. Pretty neat, though there's a pretty massive hopper line over there. And it also uses an armor stand because all of this is experimental and we don't actually really care all that much if it's kind of broken. And on this side, well, obviously it's going to be a lot simpler because there's a minecart. So we just retract this over here, push it up, retract it, and the minecart is going to suck the shulk box and transfer it down there. Now, one caveat with this is that if we use a fence gate, we don't actually keep the slice preservation, which is kinda sad. I don't know if it's better to have the true tabarnak. I don't know if it's actually better to have the true full box detection with the two comparators, or to just have one and keep this thing directional, but have the better box collection over there. But now you're gonna watch this and then you'll think, okay, but how the fuck do you even resupply the boxes and send a new shulk box over there? So the idea would be that you would have some kind of scuffed wiring over there that would just power through a bunch of blocks and trigger a dispenser to dispense the box. So far, so good. Okay, and now you're gonna watch this and you'll think, hold on, what the fuck? You only have one hopper over there. So how are you going to actually transfer shulk boxes through here? And my response to that is observe. Just do this. Some of you are going to already know what it's going to be. Do this. Now you get it for sure, right? So you would put your shulk boxes in there, and then you send the flying mine cars. Whee! And they would just go through the hall like this. But then you introduce a new headache with this. If you send a minecart down there, well, now you're gonna have to make sure that all of these don't activate while your minecart is going through there. And already that's a pretty big issue for us. So you would need some kind of global wire that checks so that all of the slices are not going to swap the shulker box and put a new one, because that would be when this blocks the passage of the minecarts. And when the passage would be clear, you would send the minecarts, and then you would make sure that you don't actually send them when all of these can activate. So that's quite a bummer, but I think it would be doable, even though it would be a pretty big headache. And now after that, another pretty big issue or a headache. I mean, it's workable, but it's all trash. It would be inputting items. Now, because this is 4 times hopper speed, you're kind of fucked with all of the hoppers in there. So originally I wanted to have some detection system with competitors. I don't think it's actually a really smart idea. Instead, I would have some initial detection of items coming in, and then I would just trigger all of the clocks for all of the sides. So basically it would look something like in here. Yeah, I've tweaked this a little bit, but then you would have something like this that would clock permanently, and same would happen over here. Yeah, don't want to actually power this piston just because it would annoy me. But it would just clock like this in continuous. Is that even? Can I even say that? It would clock continuously for a short moment until the system would detect that there are no more items, and then we would remove the clock. Again, all of this is quite a pain in the ass. And then the items coming in. Yeah. So normally you would have some kind of 2 times hopper speed set up like this, where you would send your items through this row of hopper, and the hopper would then suck the stacks, and the stack would then be redirected this way every 8 game tick. while at the same time this hopper would suck items out of this hopper at every 8 game ticks. So you would achieve the 2 times hopper speed like this. Now, if you were to actually do this for 4 times hopper speed, and you wanted to have the same kind of thought, the same kind of process going on, well, you would need to glide your items between these two blocks of width and send them like this, going this way. But this is kind of a big pain in the ass. So I don't think I would do this. The main issue with this is probably with the item filtering. So I mean, if you just send your items and they're going to be mixed, this works. But I mean, I don't really like having a shulker box holder that can't allow for a filter. So that's a no for me. So we're kind of stuck with something that can handle hoppers like this. Now, there's kind of an issue with this. If you want to do this, let's say that no, we can actually just send it. You'll see. Voyons tabarnak. Slow down the game a little bit so we can actually see all of it going. Okay. What's the like this? Okay, so you can see the items going, and can have a couple issues going on here, right? So first of all, there are no items getting sucked in here, and though they get sucked in here, that's okay. And then, well, if you want to send a signal through here and have this hopper suck items, well, you're kind of fucked. You need to use soul sand or mud. My idea was to use mud for older versions, but if you know, I'm playing in 1.17 still after all these years, and yeah, you can have these items that are just sitting on there, and well, there's this water over here. Oh yeah, about this water. So if you want to manipulate the water flow of something like this, this water stream is not going to go this way if you don't have anywhere else for this water to flow down. Though it has to be able to flow downwards somewhere closer to here, which means that for this we will need a water stream that runs the entire length, so it cuts off over there. But with this mod over here, well, in order to get the items to be sucked by the hopper, it needs to literally drop lower than this hopper. But then there's no water to actually get it to rise up and leave. So this setup just doesn't work. And this is what I've worked on today. So for this setup to work, look at this. I'm not even gonna say anything about it. You can just watch it do its thing. You know what? It was probably too fast. All right, let's watch it again. So it drops like this, so we make sure that this hopper can suck the items. Then it rises, goes over this hopper, so it sucks items too. This hopper can suck items too. Now the items are going to rise up for a long time, very long time. They're going to go this way, and this way, and then they enter the soul sand over here, where they can go in there. Now I just realized that this does a bubble column, which we don't want. So yeah, it would drop the items, and then let me just show that again, just to prove that it actually sinks the items, and then it evacuates them. Over there would be a water stream, because I would just run a bunch of items going this way like this, and they would get picked up or not, and the excess would go this way. And the idea would be that this exact box holder would work with a multi-item sorter. Which is why we have two compares over here. So basically, if you have these two compares, it means that you really get a perfect full box detection. If you use a full box detection like this, which is not perfect, I mean, it's good enough if you want to use this for bulk, which is probably the most sane option. By that I mean that it would be the most reasonable use of something like this, even though it's still unreasonable, because like it's 4 times upper speed, so you would use it for bulk, but it's not even done and it's already pretty big, and it would be a huge headache with other global wiring, so it's pretty bad. But yeah, this would handle multi-item sorting. I mean, yeah, we pretty much covered all of what's already wired or mostly wired. Now you can see that the full box detection would work by having the dropper send power then to these pistons, which would then rise the signal to go up. The same would happen over here. I haven't tweaked this today, but it's because I shortened this because it was long like this this morning. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this for the moment. I don't know if I even want to keep going, but this is the 4 times accessible 1 white tileable shulker box holder. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty interesting concept. I might as well just never touch it again. It's not even gonna get used. But I guess it's cool. Thanks for watching.